and welcome to my channel. Well, this is another episode about what to get your husband or wife for Christmas for around the $100 or less. So I get asked this question way too often, especially at this time of the year leading up to Christmas. I want to buy my husband, it's always husband. I want to buy my husband something for Christmas around the $100 mark. He's into the RC hobby. Usually it's about drones, but sometimes it could be about anything in the RC hobby. Do you have some suggestions that I can order now so he gets it for Christmas? So this video is all about that. It's another one of those videos. So what I have in front of me are soldering irons, because if you're in the RC hobby, you need a soldering iron. However, if all you do is fly camera drones, you know, like you go to Best Buy, you buy a DJI drone off the shelf, you're probably never going to fix that yourself. You're going to send it off to DJI. But for most of us in the RC hobby that fly RC planes, RC helicopter, RC drones, you know, FPV drones, boats, RC cars and trucks, we have to solder an awful lot of stuff, because a lot of times you want to solder the receiver onto something else, or something goes wrong with the flight controller, or the motors come loose, you damage something. So you're always soldering something. And for that, most of us in the hobby have this really cheap soldering iron. It's massive. This is off of Amazon. Super cheap, and it is very cheap in quality, so I really don't use it that much. The company Sequre sent me this because they were asking, would you like to review something? And I said, well, I'm only reviewing stuff that people want for Christmas. So what I'm doing now is, I've never opened this before, so I'm opening it on camera so I could show you what is inside if you buy this for your husband or wife. Because yeah, your wife could be doing some sort of hobby projects and need a soldering iron to solder something together. So let me show you what comes inside. Yank this out. On the bottom, I see tons of stuff falling everywhere, but let me show you the top part. You get the soldering iron right here, and you get one connector for your most basic type of soldering. That's probably the one you'll stick in and use the most. However, if I look down on my table of everything that fell out, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I have 3 more connectors here, different tips on them. Let me put my hand in front so it focuses. There we go. You can see the different tips, the way they are, and you know, like the ends with the little ceramic or whatever. So you can change them out. Since it's a kit, you also get a pile of soldering wire. You also get, that's pretty cool, I don't even have this, but anyways, you get it. It's desoldering wick. It's like the stuff, if you're ever going to unsolder something, you put this near it so that you pull the solder off. This is pretty cool. It's actually quite good. I don't even have this. Then you get this little thing. I just opened that. And this is to put your soldering iron on when it's hot. So you would sit it down, my fingers is soldering iron, blink, and you can see I have a little sponge right here for the tip, so you can wipe off excess solder that you get on the tip. And you also get this big instruction manual with all types of information. And you also get this cable. So let me, where did I put the soldering iron? Oh, it's over there. So anyways, in the back of the soldering iron, let me just pull this out. So in the back of the soldering iron, you have this little round plug for input. So you would take this and plug it in there, and this you could plug into a battery. If your husband or wife is in the RC hobby, they will have like a battery, I don't know, a 2S, a 3S, a 4S, a 6S battery that will plug in there. That's an XT60 connector. But the cool thing with this kit is the following. Watch this. You don't need to have the battery, because look, in this box comes the power supply unit that plugs into the back. So this is probably what I would recommend you get, because then, let me just throw it out of the way, you have power to run this whole thing. Man, I am getting crap everywhere. So this is a power brick. You can see you just plug it into the wall, and on the other side is where this cable is going to go. Next thing I want to show you is, if you're going to buy your husband or wife all this, you might want to get them one of these. This I got off of Amazon. I use these religiously, so they are all over my house. Heat resistant silicone. It can go up to 500 degrees Celsius. That's pretty much as hot as a soldering iron gets. FDA approved, blah, 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 all this good stuff. 10-year lifespan. So you put this on your desk and you solder on top of it when you're doing all your work, and you won't burn the desk. Also, I'm going to tell you a really cool other use for this. When I charge up my LiPo batteries, I put my LiPo batteries on this and charge them up, because this is heat resistant. And if anything ever goes wrong with my LiPo battery and it starts to smoke or catch fire, you know, you don't have much time to like put it out. So if it's on this, it's not going to burn your house down. You know, you have to get to it pretty quick and put the fire out, but at least this stops the item under your battery from catching fire really fast. So yeah, so it's multi-use. I'll put links to that below this video as well. All right, so to put this together really quick, this is the one I said is general use that came with with it. It was in the box sitting there, so I'll use this one. You just stick it in, plink, it's in. We're ready to go. Now there is a tiny screw that goes here if you want to lock it in place, because sometimes it's quite secure inside, but if you want to lock it so it never comes out, you can put a little screw in there and they supply that screw. So there we go. I'm screwing this screw in that is supplied, and it's in super duper tight. All right, I'm going to power it on and show you how it works, and we'll solder something really quick. First things first, we're going to take our nice little silicone heat resistant soldering pad, and I'm going to plunk this down here so that I don't burn my desk. You'll notice at the end, it's got these really cool little holes here that you can put a lot of your materials that you're working with in there. All right, so here we go. I plug this into here. There we go. Now we have it all connected, and then I'm going to put this into my power supply, and then this is going to go into my soldering iron, and we're all set to go. All right, going in, what do we get? We have a reading. I don't know if that's right side up or right side down. It should heat up really fast. What's it say? I can't even read it from here. It's probably upside down, isn't it? There we go. There we go. Now I can read it. I had to flip it around. There we go. There we go. So it's press the button. Okay, I'm going to press the button, and that means it's going to start up. So it should go up to 300 super fast, and there you go. See what I mean? These little ones, how awesome they are compared to those old ones you would have to wait forever to get to the heat. So there you are. And if you want to change that temperature, I don't want to touch the tip out here. It's going to be getting pretty hot. And if you want to change that temperature, you hold down the B button, I believe. Hold it down. You should see some arrows. There we go. So I can go this direction. That's less, or I can go this direction and crank it way up. Let's see what we can go up to. Watch me burn down the house. 400. Oh, it maxes out at 400. There we go. So what's the lowest it goes to? Let's take it down. Take it down. What are we going down to here? Well, that goes way down. You would never use it for, there we go, 100. So I don't have any applications that I would need 100 degrees Celsius. That's much too low. You need at least 300. Here, let me push that back in again. There we are. So I could solder something right now. I have nothing to solder. Where did I put my soldering iron? So let me just melt some stuff then, just like a kid, just like a wood burning set. Can I get the soldering stuff out of here? There we go. Get the solder out. So here we go. I gotta put my hands in front so it focuses here. Can you see that? And there we go. You can see it's very hot. It's instantaneous. It is working perfectly. All right, guys, before I burn my fingers or something doing this, because I'm looking into a monitor while trying to do something in the camera lens. Oh, that's like very dangerous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm going to turn this off. I'll let it cool off on this little thing they gave me here. Let me stick it that way. Stick that on there and stick it down there. So, all right, you sit there. I know on Banggood, they sell this item for around the $50 US range, but you don't get the power supply. You only get the cable to connect this to a 2S, 3S, 4S, or 6S battery. If you get it as a kit, like I had here, the power supply, everything else you saw, the blue one or the black one, it comes in 2 colors, then it costs around the $100 range, and I'll have links to that below. If somebody wants, I can put links to this really cheap, crappy one here. So this is what I call the dangerous one, because it gets hot. It takes a long time to get hot, and then it stays hot for a long time. And I don't know how many things I've melted or burnt with this thing. But I'll put links to that below, but you don't usually get a lot with it. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. That was another one of my videos on things to buy dad or mom for Christmas that are around the $100 range, and I'll have more of those videos coming up in the future. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in more videos in the future with many more reviews. Bye.